up on top of the limbs.
Yeah. So, I'm not hunting now, but I just brought it in for, I'll come back in a couple of weeks.
Had problems with the rifle just before we left, so we picked up a new rifle. And they give us the wrong primers. It takes that shotgun primer.
209 primers.
And,
They are nice though.
So we
Those
back up
209
in here,
primers.
set up camp, and get ready to target it in. And wrong primers, so we had to go out and get the right primers. And now we're just going to target it in.
At 50 yards, 3 inches low and about 3 inches to the right. I shot it once, handed it to Dad to confirm. He shot it again. He hit my hole. He hit my hole. It was a great thing for us that moment to share together, wasn't it, Dad?
Yeah, well, you know.
We got the same shooting eye.
I taught him how to hold it and how to take a sight picture. And that was a long time ago, but I guess he still remembers it.
You got a camp up here somewhere?
Just down below the hill there. We've been there since first camps in 1971. We were down here. You know, just
With the smoke cabin.
no,
Even further down?
Well, we're the old forest cabin.
down over here.
Yep,
But the old Forest Service cabin.
that's
You're
down
right.
there
Yeah,
now.
it was right here.
Yep.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, we were there before the Forest Service cabin. 71, 72, and we were there for probably close to 10 years, and they built the Forest Service cabin there. So then we moved over here, and just right here, just a couple hundred yards. And we've been camped there since 72.
Right, yeah. Yeah.
We come up through samples, and so we've known samples since early 70s, 71.
Right, you come up through samples today?
Yeah,
Yeah, up Sample Trail, and
it's not
we
too
know
bad.
John Kelly down there that has the end of the road ranch, the old Lawson Ranch.
Okay, yeah, no, I've been coming up the 4 Mile Road for a long time. Somebody told me you had to have permission to go across the trail there at the samples, so I've never bothered.
You park down below and come up.
Yeah, I parked down below and then I pony my horses up to on the 4 Mile Road,
Yeah,
Yeah,
and then I come up through the notch.
yeah.
and we've done that too. Yeah.
It's Sample Trail. It needs to be trimmed out. If you like buckbrush, you're going to love that trail. But you know how it reaches out and grabs you, and
Oh.
just is nasty.
They're all needing a little trimming.
Yeah.
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 So,
Well, I'm glad I run into you. This is
well,
special.
How many guys? You got bow hunters or just setting up?
Yeah, just set up camp. I wanted to, I shouldn't say it, but I left a tent up in there last year and I wanted to check and see if it made it.
I'll delete that part. We got a lot of deleting to do.
Yeah, okay, whatever. So,
Yeah.
tell them to get their lawyers.
Well, yeah, we do a lot of deleting, don't we, Dad?
yeah.
A lot of things we say and do are, yeah. But
No, anyhow, so the bear got into the bag, but it didn't get to the tent, so that was kind of good.
that is good.
Yeah, because we put it in a dry bag
Oh yeah.
on the back side of a log.
Oh yeah.
And then, because otherwise, you know, we come out, last year there was almost 2 feet of snow first season up top.
Really?
Yeah, it was, so we were only up there a day, and then we packed out, because we just, well, there was no elk up there.
Yeah. That much snow is going to push them down.
So anyhow, so we packed out, and then we left the tent up there because it was wet. You can't dry your tent out. They're 100 pounds or better. Horses can't pack it. So I just left it, put it in a dry bag. Anyhow, it survived, so that was good.
That's
So
good.
kinda reason
Some
I
elk,
kinda came
elk
over.
running around up there. We're hearing them.
Huh?
We're hearing the elk up there. There's some elk running around.
Oh yeah, they were. If you wanted to sleep last night, you probably couldn't sleep because they were bugling that much.
Really?
Up there. Yeah.
But they're here. They're right here in these trees.
Oh shit. We better stop shooting, Chet.
Probably from here to the top. Yeah, so somewhere.
We better stop shooting.
We got a couple of adjustments to make, but
I can adjust it with my eye if I have to. I'll just aim on a different kill spot, right?
So I haven't necessarily put an eye on the herd, but there's got to be 4 or 5 bulls 50, maybe 75.
Yeah.
Because they went through the trees by camp, and you know I'm not going to mess with them. I just let them go. I didn't even look
Yeah,
at
you're
them.
right up there by the pond.
Yeah,
Yeah.
just above the pond.
Just up.
Yeah.
Yeah, to the. I think you rode up in there one year.
Oh, we were up there a lot.
Yeah.
We've got a lot of elk up in there too.
Yeah, so
It's a good area.
this is a fun area. It's hard enough for people to get in, and the access is hard enough that you don't get that many people in here.
Did you know that Dad and Tom Melrose
My brother Tom.
and the samples were the men behind making this a non-motorized vehicle area?
Thank you, sir.
Yeah, we wrote a lot of letters and talked to some influential people. And you remember Don Crane from the
I remember
Department
Don.
of, Wildlife. And he lived down in Silt, and he was director for the West White River National Forest,
Okay.
Game and Fish. And he used to come and camp every year. And the guy by the Forest Service ranger for this area was a guy by the name of Rowdy Woods. Isn't that a hell of a name? And he was up here every year or two, checking out and checking. They checked licenses and they checked everything, you know. And we got to know Crane pretty well, and so he agreed with us. At that time, there was an old Texan down here at Bear Wallow Ranch, owned it. He used to drive up through here all the way to the boiler with four-wheel Jeeps. And so they'd go right by our camp. And so we talked to Crane one day, and he said, well, that makes sense. And what do we have to do? And that got us started. And we were able to, it took about 3 years. And they designated this a wilderness area, and
Not motorized.
yeah, no motorized vehicles.
And the elk started growing after that, didn't they, Dad?
So, well, so I've been in here. This is my 30th, or 31st year, and of course my boys were little when we started coming in, and the elk were smaller too, you know.
Yep.
But they're just, you know, usually you get a pretty nice 6x6. Don't even have to hunt too hard. We'll get one decent one,
Yeah,
Yeah.
right.
a couple of raghorns.
Sure.
You know, I don't care.
It's gotten better and better and better.
So
It really has. And they're not hunting down there anymore, you know.
off the ranch.
She's anti-hunter, his wife, and so
This
he,
new owner that just acquired it this year, she's anti-hunting, and so he goes along with it.
Well, good.
And so, yeah,
Yeah.
that's,
Tell them elk destroyer with me.
but they
they're
don't-
gonna get big down there. She's gonna feed them. They're gonna get big, and they're gonna wander up here.
So I'll tell you one quick story. So one year, snow up here. We're up here glassing. We see 100 elk. They're just right on the ranch or right next to the ranch. And I went over and around, across, and then down in. I went through the timbers. And then, so we didn't shoot on the ranch, but I went through the trees, me and my buddy.
Yep.
And we ran right through the elk. We had them jumping over the top of each other. And you can't chase an elk anywhere, but they did generally migrate up.
Yeah.
I told the guy, we started back up on horses. I says, if I tell you it's legal, it's going to be legal. So, and we go up there, and I seen 3 elk kind of going across, and I says, glass. I said, third one back, he's legal. Boom.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, that was just right off the edge of the ranch.
Yeah. We've gotten a few wandered out of there too,
Yeah.
with a little help. Yeah. Yeah. Well, we better let them get going, Dad. And
So I'll mention this. The mountain bikers in Durango, that's where I live now, are really disturbing the wildlife because they go through there. So an elk, if he's disturbed more than a few times, they'll move. You know, and you know this up here, if we get too many hunters in here,
they move
they
away.
move
yeah.
somewhere.
Right.
And so they're going through there a lot. So your wildlife designation here is
In jeopardy.
no, I mean, I'm saying
I mean, it's
Yeah,
good.
that's
Okay.
because they can't ride a bike in here.
All right. Yeah. All right. They can't. Yeah.
No electric bikes, no nothing.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
So, but I'm just saying, you know, that, so designating these places, wilderness or non-motorized, at least non-motorized.
Right.
Because
Right.
it really messes with the elk herds. And when they're calving in the spring, if people go through there, if they're disturbed more than 3 times, they can lose, statistically, and I'm not a scientist or anything, but they're saying that they lose the calf.
Really?
Yeah, if they're disturbed.
They'll abandon the calf and
I
or
don't know. I mean, I don't have that information.
stress or something like
Just
that.
Stress. They're just saying that they get stressed, and
Yeah.
you know, because they're
Well,
saying
that's
the elk herd
interesting.
is going down, and it's pretty nice here.
Yeah. Well, we need more areas like this.
All right.
We need more areas like this. That's for sure. And then you've got the Humane Society that wants to create areas like this and have no hunting in it. Well,
Well,
I'm against
it's
that.
nice there's no cattle here this year, but you know how hard these trails get without any cattle?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, they do have a purpose,
That's right.
Yeah.
you know, so I don't ever complain about them, but you know, this year is better.
Yeah, it's good grazing for the elk up here, isn't it? Gosh.
For the horses.
Yeah, you don't even have to, just give them a little bit of sweet mix to keep them happy. Yeah, they've just been real happy up here and content. Well, we'll let you get going, and we'll wait till you get